cuckoldry has changed. It's no longer about bulls, humiliation, or sexual inadequacy. It's an endless series of side quests fought by beta males and soy cucks. BBC and its consumption of marriage has become a well-oiled machine. Cuckoldry has changed. Soy cuck husbands collect soy cuck funky pops, browse soy cuck subreddits. Microplastics inside their bodies atrophy and regulate their abilities. Testosterone control, sexual control, emotional control, marriage control. Everything is monitored and kept under control. Cuckoldry has changed. The age of the family unit has become the age of control, all in the name of keeping wife happy. And she who controls the husband controls the marriage. Cuckoldry has changed. When marriage is under total control, cuckoldry becomes routine. Cuck Simulator is a testament to my own hubris. It was gifted to me after escalating a simple disagreement to nuclear levels of shit hot by depicting Matt from Tinder as a soy jack and myself as a gigachad. I flew too close to the sun. It sat dormant in my Steam library since January 4th, 2022, taunting me, humiliating me, beckoning me, tempting me. I wasn't strong enough to embrace the lifestyle when I got that notification, but recently I woke up in a cold sweat, with a burning desire, no, an insatiable urge to watch another man fuck my wife. The cold open starts with our protagonist Cuckold coming home from a long day of work at Globo Corp. As we open the door, we're greeted by my wife's son, Tyrone Jr. Despite Cuckold saying I should close the door, I didn't. Tyrone Jr. will never be seen indoors again. Cuckold Simulator pulls no punches. Within a minute of starting the game, Tyrone fucks our wife and takes all of our hard-earned money, not even giving us the common courtesy to watch. Now that wife is being satisfied in ways we couldn't even dream of, we can meet Deshawn, my wife's son, as he gets off the bus from his last day of school. Deshawn is a complex, multifaceted character, and I could not be more proud to call him my wife's son. Since the family has been placated by BBC and titty streamers, we finally have some alone time. What better way to spend it than enjoying our funky pop collection and browsing reddit.com? At first I thought this was just a silly gag with the shittiest excuse for a Reddit stand-in that I'd ever seen. But then I realized, it's literally a web browser connected to reddit.com. With this new information, I tried to really get into character as a beta male soy cuck, and as if I was having an out-of-body experience, my fingers were guided by a divine hand. I was no longer in control. In this moment, I was an instrument of soy. Elated, I hugged my chonkiest funky pop and buckled up to watch the new trailer for Marvel's Deadpool and Wolverine, in theaters July 26th. After browsing Reddit and watching the latest Cape Slop trailer, there's still plenty of time to kill. Tyrone will be turning wife into a reverse toaster strudel for the foreseeable future, so we head out to the nightclub. Before I get any deeper, let's take a minute to talk about the gameplay. It fucking sucks. As a simulation, it does a fantastic job at capturing the existential nightmare that is the life of a beta male soy cuck. Each day is separated into two chunks, day and night. With very little exception, daytime is exclusively used to work hard for boss in the wage cage. The amount of money per day you can make is capped at $95. This number will come back to haunt us later, as it is essentially a bottleneck for how much progress that can be made in side quests later on, forcing Korean MMO levels of grind in a few points. Nighttime allows you to travel to a location that isn't Globo Corp to chip away at various side quests. You can only visit one location per night, so paired with the slave wage you make in the wage cage, the amount of progress per day you can make is extremely limited, as most quests are structured like this. Talk to an NPC. Talk to another NPC in a different location. They give you some kind of roundabout reason that you need to grind for a week straight in the wagey cagey. Then, talk to the quest-giving NPC again and get surprised with a new and exciting way to have your time wasted and what remains of your masculinity violated. But we're not here for the gameplay. People don't play Truck Simulator or Team Fortress 2 for high-octane, non-stop adrenaline dumps. No, refined gamers play refined games to experience the thrill of driving 26 real-time hours straight down I-95, only to fall asleep behind the wheel and make a family of 6 look like a tuna can opened with a hammer. Refined gamers will not fire a shot, but instead conga line until day turns to night on a 2-fort 24/7 server with backpack.tf on a second monitor. Finger on the pulse of the market, ready to offload grandma's Percocets at a market high of 9 keys a pop. Refined gamers want their time wasted, their wife spit roasted, and to raise another man's kids. Refined gamers want Cuckold Simulator. After unsuccessfully smooth-talking our way past the bouncer, I discovered the selfie button. We'll be making extensive use of this feature going forward. Having taken our first few selfies, our night at the club can be considered a rousing success. Day 2 starts with Deshawn hitting Fortnite emotes on the Cuckmobile. This makes us late for work. 37 seconds late for work to be exact. The punishment for this transgression is a full unpaid shift and some modifications to our workstation to increase productivity. Coming home from a hard day of working for Boss, Deshawn pulled a silly prank that he saw on TikTok. Our Funky Pops are gone. This is where the introduction concludes and the world of Cuckold Simulator really opens up. We're left to our own devices, and with no real goal to accomplish or anything to strive for. Just a general vibe. Boss needs another beach house, wife needs to look like a Compton cream donut, and Funky Pops need to return to the shelf. Calling Cuckold Simulator the Elden Ring of the simulation genre is a bold but totally correct statement. On night 7, tragedy befalls the Cuckold household. Cops swarm our home and demand Tyrone come out with his hands up. Faced with a tough choice of listening to pigs or listening to the best bull a Cuck could ask for, we side with Tyrone and present him with his blicky.
What have you done? You changed the future! You've created a time paradox!
The federal agent subplot is hinted at here. Time is reverted back and we're given no choice but allow the pigs to take Tyrone to jail for doing literally nothing. I guess this is what we'll call the main quest. His bail is set at $775,000. Most of the hijinks in Cuckold Simulator is in some way related to trying to free Tyrone. Around day 30, you meet a squatter named Wayne in your neighbor's backyard. Wayne is what you would call based and red-pilled. He hates the feds and manipulates Cuckold into buying him more weed and some Indian food. Then he sets up what is probably Cuck Simulator's great filter. We'll get into that later, but first, there's a letter in the mail. Ashley the Leopard is coming to the local art gallery, and we will not be missing the chance to support a BIPOC artist. As it turns out, this is an auction, and we will be pulling personal loans to go home with an Ashley original. After getting thoroughly financially dominated, Cuckold has an idea. Seeing how much money Ashley's piece is sold for, maybe we can bail Tyrone out of jail by selling an art piece at the next auction. We prove to Ashley that we're an ally and she gives us some old art supplies. This opens up our ability to make our own masterpiece. The way this mechanic works is pretty simple. You just upload a link to an image file and the canvas gets filled with that image. Then you name it and voila. Maybe we really can free Tyrone. Realizing how much is at stake here, I opted to take this seriously. With my magnum opus complete and Tyrone's freedom all but secured, there wasn't much to do other than wait until day 41 for the auction. Let's get back to Wayne. This is going to be the make or break point for a lot of people. First, he tells you to do a fetch quest to get him some weed and takeout. Once you do that, he tasks you with a shitty fetch quest to get him 30 branches, 20 iron ingots, 10 boxes of screws, 5 bottles of glue, 3 energy drinks, a fucking shovel, and $500 cash. You can only collect 2 branches per cycle, maxing out at 4 per day. I was playing blind, so I didn't realize this, and I spent an hour mashing every goddamn tree in the neighborhood to get a branch to drop, until I figured out it was a fixed spawn rate. All the crafting supplies plus the raw cash probably total over $1,000. And remember, we only make $95 a day. This was exactly where I thought I saw through the facade. Cuck Simulator is a shit heap masquerading as a funny little game with absolutely no depth, and I was just about ready to end my time with it here. Then something strange happened. I realized I spent 40 minutes in Microsoft Paint to free Tyrone, and I'll be damned if I won't at least make it to the auction. While I'm at it, I'm going to become the most efficient wagey in the history of wagies. The auction cucked me. After this point, early access syndrome really starts to rear its ugly head. There are a bunch of new side quests and plot threads that open up, but none of them have any resolution. In true Cuck fashion, the game narratively edges you for hours with no climax. Conclusion. Looking at Cuckold Simulator as a game, it fucking sucks and it has no respect for your time. It's nothing but a series of shitty fetch quests that solely exist to pad out playtime and give the illusion of content. Of the 7 hours and 49 minutes of footage I recorded during my playthrough, literally 5 hours and 12 minutes were spent practicing the most efficient route to wake up and get to the wage cage, then back to sleep, only to do it all over again. There was a point where I became frame perfect. Believe me, the irony of spending hours to become more efficient at wasting my own time is not lost on me. We really do live in a society. I experienced nearly everything that the game has to offer, only really boring collecting every single Funky Pop. All that being said, I can't stress enough that you are not playing Cuckold Simulator. You are experiencing Cuckold Simulator. Looking at Cuckold Simulator as a simulation, as an experience, as a statement, as art. Fuck my wife.